What's up, guys? Welcome to my replay viewers. Thank you guys so much for jumping in and checking out my broadcast. Sorry I missed you live, but so glad you guys took some time to check it out. What is up to my live crew this morning? Great to see you all this morning. So glad to have you here. I appreciate y'all coming in to hang out with me on this Thursday morning. Victoria, great morning to you, my friend. Appreciate you coming in. Tracy and Amanda, nice to see you, Amanda. Thanks for coming in. Alexis, good morning to you. Maggie, good morning to you. My other Tracy, thank you for coming in. Brian and Adam, I see you as well. Y'all are amazing. Appreciate you. Tasha, good morning. Y'all are awesome. We're going to talk about time wasters today. I'm going to hook you guys up with 5 business time wasters that you are very likely doing every single day. Y'all, starting a business is easy. Keeping it alive is an art. And one of the most valuable things that you have in your world is your time. And there's a significant difference between being busy and being productive. So we're going to talk about the things that you are doing a little bit today. I might step on your toes just a little bit today. Jackie, good morning. But I really want you to be able to see clearly by the end of this broadcast, hopefully, I want you to be able to see clearly the difference between activities that you're working on and income producing, results producing activities. All right. We're going to talk about the things that are wasting your time and you're doing those things every single day. Grab your favorite morning beverage. Cheers and good morning to you guys. Grab your pen and your paper and I'll be right back with you. Hang tight. All right, y'all. Justin Kaplan Pro is my name. JustinKaplanPro.com is my website. I'm a startup business mentor and a branding strategist that specializes in helping startup entrepreneurs turn your passion, your gifting, your ideas into a profitable and scalable brand, leveraging the power of social media marketing. If you are new to me, welcome. I am so glad you're here. I appreciate you coming in no matter what platform you are on or whatever platform you are listening on. Those guys are on the podcast. Thanks for stopping by. Those are on YouTube. You all are awesome, and I appreciate you. Let's dive into this thing right on. Shall we just get to it? We're going to talk about, again, 5 business time wasters that you are very likely doing every single day. These are things that are going to suck you dry if you continue doing these. And the thing is, some of these time wasters, really, as I share, a couple of these are going to really require little explanation, but that's really what makes them so dangerous, isn't it? Because on the surface, some of this stuff can seem like good things to do, but if they're not moving you forward, if they're not moving your business needed or your business needle forward, you've got to recognize that might be something that needs a small portion of your time, but it should not be consuming so much of your time, and it probably shouldn't be done every single day. So let's dive into these. We'll just talk through them as we go along. Again, I got 5 of them, and I'm going to take a drink of my coffee because my coffee is just exceptionally good today. Y'all ever have those days where your coffee is just really, really good? Today is one of those days. I got some new coffee too. Jackie, I'm sorry, I'm not drinking the Blue Mountain coffee today. Today, I am drinking Mackinac Island Fudge coffee today. Whew. Those guys have ever been to Michigan? There's a beautiful, amazing place in Michigan called Mackinac Island, and they have fudge that'll change your life. And in Michigan, you can get Mackinac Island Fudge coffee. So that's what I'm sipping on today. Black, like I like it, like the tar mat outside, but it's still got that nice fudgy flavor. And so if I seem to be in an exceptionally delightful mood today, because that's what's in my cup. I don't think I got the second one, Jackie. You mailed me some coffee, I think, I don't know, maybe a month or so, a couple months ago. I got that one, but I haven't got the prize one, I don't think, yet. No. Paul, what's up, man? Thanks for coming in. Kat, good morning to you. I hope your vacation was awesome, Kat. Looked like it was. Tasha, good morning, and I hope your vacation was awesome as well. Let's go to it, should we? Number 1, time waster. I'm going to give you 5 of these today, all right? Number 1 is spending time on details that will not attract clients. Spending time on details that will not attract clients. This is how I want to set this up, because I see a lot of people wrestling with this, and I have pushed on this with a few of my people. There is definitely something to be said for beautiful graphics and perfectly structured email templates and flashy video editing. But listen, every one of those things should be an asset or an addition to the value you share rather than a requirement of the value you share. All right, so what do I mean by that? I had one particular client of mine. This is several months ago, and they're working on starting live streaming, getting going on live streaming, and they never live streamed before, and so they're trying to get themselves up. What camera do I need? What lighting do I need? So I'm getting them all the details and getting them going on live streaming. And they were telling me that they really wanted to learn OBS or they really wanted to learn HAPS, and they wanted to be able to do intro video in the bottom third with the graphics and and I'm like, and this particular person is not very technologically savvy naturally. So I was telling them, listen, these are things that you kind of grow into. And yes, I can teach you these things, but this is the problem. Is I said, I know if I teach you how to add an intro video and how to interject graphics and how to do all the things that I do when I make a live stream video, it will overwhelm you and you won't create the content because the tech is overwhelming. So you're trying too hard, trying to implement details that really are not the core of what's going to attract the clients. What's going to attract the clients is when you open your mouth and start talking to them. All right. So going back to this, number one, time waster. Jamie, good morning to you. Lynn, good morning to you. Kim, thanks for coming in. Good morning to you. Going back to number one, spending time on details that won't attract clients. Make sure that, and I know that this is such a hard thing to balance because I get it, y'all. Listen, I am king of making everything look flashy, right? But I'm good at it, and it comes naturally to me. This is what I do. I am a graphic designer, and I've been broadcasting for a very, very, very long time. So all the things that I'm doing are things that I have worked up to. When I first started doing live broadcasts, I did not have all this flashy stuff. I started where I was with what I had, and I worked up from there. So if you are starting live streaming and you're trying to get out and be whatever you're doing, YouTube videos or live videos or podcasting, whatever you do, don't get so caught up in the details and the flash and the glitz of all those things that they become a roadblock to you actually just getting out and talking to people. All right. Again, there's something to be said for beautiful graphics and great structure and all the stuff, but it should be an addition or an asset to the value you share, not a requirement of the value you share. You get that? So the flashy graphics and all the things should be an asset to value that you can consistently share. Meaning if you're opening your mouth consistently and putting the content out there, that's awesome. And you want to add some flair to that, that's awesome. But it should not require you. It should not be a requirement of the value share, meaning you don't show up without all of that. Does that make sense? Put yes in the chat if I'm making sense so far this morning. Spending time on details that won't attract clients, because honestly, majority of people that are going to connect with you just need to hear your message. They just need to hear your value. They just need to hear what you're doing. All right. They don't necessarily need to see it in this fancy presentation. Now, the fancy presentation can capture attention, but it shouldn't be a requirement. Okay. That's number one. Number two. Y'all ready? I don't know if you're ready. You ready for this one? Number two. I gotta bring this one up because I know it happens to all of us. Happens to the best of us. Getting lost on social media. All right. Getting clients on social media is it's a rage. People are all about it, and it happens. It is a viable business strategy. I make a lot of money doing social media marketing and attracting clients online. However, there is a difference between a strategic social media strategy that brings you clients versus just trolling your Facebook feed for hours, hoping something's going to shoot you in the face and be like, oh, there's an opportunity right there. Let's take that. There's a difference. When I engage on social media, I engage on social media strategically. I do not go to social media unless I plan to spend time there. Just so you know how I structure my day, I have 3 times a day where I will go to social media just to browse, and I give myself a 30-minute block of time on each of those segments. First of which is when I wake up, because when I wake up, I don't know about you guys, but when my alarm goes off, I need to process myself. I don't just like, ding, here we go. I'm not on like a light bulb. I need to like work into my day a little bit. So there's a combination of that. I need to process. Like, how many of y'all need to process yourself in the morning when you wake up? Anybody just like bounce right out of bed? I do not. I need to like think a minute for a second, right? I just need to collect myself. So I have that period of time where I need to collect myself. Also, I hate notifications on my phone. I hate them. I hate the little red dots all over the apps. Drives me crazy. So when I wake up in the morning, I grab my phone, turn off my alarm, and then I wake up. I got to wake myself up. Shirley, I could see you bouncing out, girl. You probably bounce out. Your makeup probably just goes right on automatically. You're ready to go. Kim does too. Bounces right out of bed. I do not bounce out of bed. Jamie's a bouncer too. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are bouncing. I don't bounce. I got to think for a minute. So I have 30 minutes. So my alarm goes off. Listen, my alarm goes off 30 minutes prior to when I actually have to be out of bed. All right? Because I give myself 30 minutes. So what I do is I wake up in 30 minutes, I clear my notifications, see what's up, and I scroll social media just to see what's up on social media. That's number one, scroll. Second scroll is at lunch at noon. All right. So I take lunch at noon, and that's when I will also give myself 30 minutes just to see what's up on social media, scroll and to see what y'all are doing. 30 minutes. Stop. And then in the evening, usually when I'm going to bed, just before I'm falling asleep, I also about 30 minutes scroll. Those are the only 3 times in a day that I will actually just sit and scroll social media. Now, it doesn't mean it's not the only time that I'm on social media, because I'm on social media a lot. Obviously, you guys see me. There's a lot of stuff that I'm on all the time, posting on various things, TikToks and Instagrams and live videos and all the things that I'm doing. However, only 3 times a day do I go to social media with the intention to just scroll and see what's up. Aside from those 3 times, I do not go to social media unless I plan to spend time there and I know what I'm doing there. I have an intention. I have a strategy. There's a reason why I'm going there. All right. Now that, I think I am probably more disciplined with my social than most people. And I'm still spending an hour and a half a day, pointlessly scrolling. That's an hour and a half a day. Now, and I'm intentional about that time. Some of y'all, if you like, man, some of y'all, if you like start measuring the amount of time that you just sit and scroll on social media, no, honey. Nope. That's a nope. That needs to be, you need to reel that one in. So I'm just going to leave that one there. Getting lost on social media is wasting your time. And this is the thing. Let me just go here for a minute. Are y'all ready for this one? Let's still talk about the social media thing for a second. Some of you are using social media as an excuse to get out of doing the things that you know you need to be doing. You've got stuff on your plate. You got work that needs to be done. You've probably had a strategy session with me and I've mapped it all out for you. You know what work you need to be doing, but because that work is hard, or because that work is scary, or because that work is going to push you beyond your comfort zone, you're using social media as an excuse, and you're labeling as I'm networking, or I'm connecting, or I'm engaging. It's an excuse for you. That's all you're doing. It is a time waster. Get off social media and get to work doing the stuff that you actually need to be doing. There you go. I left that for you. Bam. Drop that right in your lap. Truth and love, y'all. Speaking truth and love, I love y'all. I'm not throwing punches on purpose. I just love you. I just want to love you, and I want you to hear it for what it needs to be heard as. You need to start recognizing when you are using social media as an excuse, labeling it as work, when all you're doing is wasting your time sitting on your couch, knowing in the back of your mind that there's way better things that you need to be doing. Okay, let's go to number 3. Number 3 time waster for today is building an offer without defining your target market. building an offer. Natasha, good morning to you, buddy. I'm sorry I came right at you, but I'm reading your mail, y'all. I know I am. Listen, get off the potato. Get off the couch. Plot twist. All right. Number 3, time waster. Building an offer. Hold on. Building an offer without defining your target market. I was having a conversation. Listen, y'all. I was having a conversation with a potential client recently. This is a potential client who asked to get on the phone with me. So we were doing a strategy session together. And this potential client was explaining an idea for a signature program to me that kind of left me confused. All right. And so I asked, so they're kind of telling me about their program. They're kind of telling me what they're wanting to do. And so I asked, all right, so who's the target market for this offer? And they responded to me, well, I haven't nailed that down yet. Wait a minute. So you're explaining this idea that you have and this thing that you're creating and the signature program that you want to launch. And I ask you, who is the target market for this? Who exactly is this for? And they responded to me, I haven't nailed that down yet. Honestly, that's like saying to me, hey, Justin, guess what, man? You're not going to believe it. I've started building my house. Really? That's amazing. You're building a house? That's so awesome. I love that. Congratulations on building your house. Yeah, but I was so excited to get to the interior that I just started throwing up the sticks in the walls, and we decided to skip the foundation because I just want to get to the pretty stuff. I want to get to the stuff that people are going to see. So we're just not going to do a foundation. We're just building a house up. I'm like, well, I mean, congratulations. I mean, hope it all turns out okay. Do you have wind where you live? I mean, not a good idea. So that's what it's like saying you do not build a house without a foundation. You do not build an offer without a market. You got to know who the heck you're selling to. All that you've done on your offer may not be useful because you haven't identified the person who wants to spend the money on it. All right? Don't do work that you might later have to throw out. So before you ever go into actually defining a product that you want to sell or a program that you want to offer or something that you want to give out to your audience, take a second and decide for yourself who actually needs this. Who would be the person that's most likely to want to buy this? Do I have any of those people in my current sphere of influence? Am I building relationships with those people? Do people think of me and look at me as that type of person? I mean, no, don't do that. All right. I'm not going to go there. That's it. That's all I'm going to say for that one. Don't build an offer without defining your target market. All right. Time waster number 3. Time waster number 4. I got 5 of these for you this morning. All right. Number 4 is not clarifying your customer journey. Not clarifying your customer journey. The customer journey is a core fundamental of attracting paying clients. You've got to know the steps that a prospect is going to have to take before being able and being willing to pay you. And you have to have those steps mapped out because it requires just as much from you as it does from them. Now, I have talked a lot about customer journey, but I'm just going to summarize it again because it's important for you to understand that customer journey. Patrice, great morning to you. Thanks so much for coming in. All right, so 6 steps is the way, and I think I've heard customer journey taught by different people. This is how I teach it, and my mission, as always, y'all, is to simplify. My mission is to take a complex subject and make it digestible and understandable, so it makes sense and you know how to apply it. So I'm going to give you 6 steps in the customer journey. It's very simple. The first step, number 1, is general interest. What general interest means is that there are people today, listen, y'all, there are people today, a sea of people that need you in this world today, right now. There's a sea of people that need help. They have a problem, they have a frustration, and they need you. They need your information. You're the person for them. The only problem is they don't know who you are. They don't know you exist, and they don't know anything about your product or service. That person, those people, that group of people is in general interest stage, meaning that they have a general need, a general desire. They have a problem that they're looking for a solution for, or they may not even be actively looking for a solution, but they have a problem, they have a need, they have a want, they have a desire, they have something going on in your life. You are the solution they need, but they haven't found you yet. That is a general interest client. So every stage of the customer journey is they're in a particular stage, and it requires something from you to get them to the next stage. All right. So what you've got to do for a general interest client is you've got to show up. Somebody put show up in the chat stream with all caps and some exclamations and a little coffee emoji next to it. You got to show up, because if you never show up, they got all these general interest people over here. It's like they're on an island. They're all on this island. Actually, they're on the mainland. You're on the island. You're on the island. They're all out here and about. And all you got to do is build a bridge to them. And if you can build a bridge to them, they'll start coming over one at a time. And then all of a sudden, they'll start bringing their friends. And then all of a sudden, they're having a party. And all of a sudden, your island is full because you build a bridge to them. The bridge is your content. The bridge is your message. The bridge is your blog, your podcast, your videos, your YouTubes, your posts, your TikToks, your Instagrams, your stories, your whatever it is that you're doing to connect to them. You are building a bridge to your mainland every time you show up. All right. So here you are sitting on your little island, playing on your phone. Justin, I'm real busy. I'm networking today. I'm connecting today. You told me I need to network and connect. So I'm networking and connecting. Here I am doing all this really busy work. I'm like, you are wasting your time. You need to put that phone down. And the next time you pick it up, you're going to hit the camera icon and you're going to record something. You're going to speak to them. You're going to talk to those folks because you're sitting on this little lonely island all by yourself. And then right out there is all the people that need you. And all you got to do is build a bridge to them. That's your content. All right. General interest. So once you start showing up and you start talking to them, then you build a bridge. And now you're engaging those general interests. All right. So stage 1 of customer journey is general interest. Stage 2 of the customer journey is curiosity. All right. So you showed up, you start sharing your message, you start connecting with them. Ha! Paul's dropping it. Paul just said, are you networking or not working? Everybody throw some love at Paul for the best comment of the day so far. That's the best comment of the day so far. I should give you a comment award. How did I stick this thing on screen? Can I do that? See, this is the thing. You give me, here we go. Look at that. I can throw a comment right on the screen. That's fun. Okay. All right. Don't distract me. Hold on. I'm drinking my coffee. Curiosity. All right. So you showed up. You build a bridge. Now they have access to you. So what happens is just because you build a bridge doesn't mean that they're coming over to your island yet, but they're peeking at your island. They're standing at the bridge and they're thinking, do I want to go over there? Maybe. I mean, it looks nice over there. There's there's things that I might want over there. There's things that I might need, but I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious about you. You know what happens at the curiosity stage? Y'all ready? Put I'm ready in the chat stream. What happens at the curiosity stage is they start doing their own research. And they're going to look you up. They're going to check you out. They're going to peek in your windows. They're going to read your mail. They're going to look you up on Google. They're going to look at your Facebook feed. They're going to go to your website if you've got one. They're going to check you out. Are you going to travel anywhere without doing your research? Would you travel to a private island without researching that private island to know what the heck is going on that private island and know what even is available over there? Would you invest in anybody for coaching or for a program or for a service without researching them at all? No, you wouldn't. And those who said you would, you wouldn't. You're just lying. You wouldn't. You research. Curiosity. So the minute you create a connection with them and you build a bridge from your little private island to their general interest, and now they have access to you, and now that they have one experience. So this is what happens. Like, for example, someone will watch this broadcast today that's going to see me for the very first time. First time you've ever seen me. That person today probably had general interest. That person's probably trying to run a business, or they recently built a business, or they're thinking about starting a business. They're struggling with not having results. They're struggling with social media strategy. They're having a hard time getting clients or making money. And there's a lot of things going on in the world. They're in a general interest stage. I can solve all those problems for them, but they don't know me yet. They don't know what I got going on. So they see this topic come across their feed this morning. 5 business time wasters that you are very likely doing every single day. And they're like, wonder what this dude's talking about. I don't know anything about this guy. What's he talking about? I'll go in and I'll listen. So they're still in general interest and they come into this broadcast. Now, hopefully, by the time we get to this point in the broadcast, I've intrigued them because we're having a good time. You're learning something, and this is fun. This is clear. I never heard this taught this way. This is cool. I kind of like this guy. What's he got going on? But still, I don't know anything about him. But I like the information. It's tugging on my heartstrings a little bit. I feel like this might actually be helpful. I could apply what he's talking about. Yes, this is accurate. Blah blah blah. So what happens is they leave this broadcast. They had one experience with me, and then the next stage is now I've moved them out of general interest, and now they're in curiosity. Curiosity means, who is Justin Kaplan Pro? Let me look him up. First step is probably going to be Facebook timeline, FYI. The reason why I'm telling you that is because some of y'all have beautiful websites and busted social media, especially Facebook. Like, I go scrolling through your Facebook timeline and every other post is a share, cat videos, funny whatevers, and memes, but there's no content there. There's no value there. Like, maintain your feed, y'all. Clean that up. I tell you what, your Facebook timeline nowadays is like, that might as well be your resume, because that's where people are going to look you up, try to see what kind of person you are. For real, yo. That's where people are going to look you up. That profile picture matters. Your cover photo matters. The description that you have there matters. Maintain your feed. My goodness, y'all. You've got to maintain that personal timeline, because that is one of the first places that people will go to try to understand what kind of person you are. Facebook timeline, I believe, is first place they're going to go. Second place they're going to go is they're probably going to go Google. They're not going to probably hit a website link because they just don't. They're going to go to Google you to see what's up on Google. How's your search results look on Google? This is where you need to be aware that, like, this is stage one. People are like, Justin, how do I build a business that attracts paying clients? I want to learn how to attract paying clients. I'm like, all right, we got some work to do. People think that they can I'm going to start a business and start doing posts out there, and then people are going to see your post and roll into your program. Wrong. There's some steps that you have to take. You haven't gotten them to your island yet. Nobody's coming over to check out your island yet. They're just peeking. Before I come over there, I am going to do a little research on the island. Let me understand what's going on out there. So they're in curiosity. All right. Well, what happens is, if let's say your website's great, your Google search results are solid, your Facebook timeline is clean. And let me just park here for a second. Let me give you some practical advice. Real practical, real clean. I'm going to give you a homework assignment. Everybody put homework in the chat stream, because everybody likes homework. Everybody likes homework, right? For me, my homework's good homework, because my homework will pay you if you listen to me, all right? Homework. Do this. I'm going to give you... How many things am I going to give you? I'm going to give you 2 things to do. First thing I want you to do is I want you to go to your personal timeline. And I want you to scroll down for like the last... probably everything you posted for the last 3 months. And I want you to hide or delete anything that you believe does not add to the narrative that you want to create for your brand. All right. For example, all right, people tag me and stuff all the time. Random crap all the time. Anytime anybody tags me in anything, I immediately remove the tag. Because if I don't remove the tag will show up on my timeline. All right? I'll remove the tag. So I have no tags on my timeline. Let's say Patrice does an amazing live video today. And so I go and I check out Patrice's live video, and I'm in there and hanging out like, Patrice is so good. And I share the broadcast out. Let's say I share Patrice's broadcast. Immediately after I share Patrice's broadcast, I will go to my personal timeline and I will hide that share from my personal timeline. Does not mean that the share doesn't still go out to my friends, and it doesn't mean it doesn't still work for Patrice. It just will not show Patrice on my personal timeline, because if someone is in general interest and I build a bridge to them and they're thinking about coming over to my island, they're not coming over to my island to learn about Patrice. They're coming over to my island to learn about me. So your personal timeline should be your life, your business, your value, your mission, your statements, the things that add to your brand, right? I can't tell you this. Listen, y'all, this is a couple weeks ago. It was a weekend, and I was on Facebook, and I came across this video, and there was a lady that was doing a video, and I can't remember the topic, but I'm like, oh, listen what she's talking about. So I went and clicked in, and I listened, and I'd never heard of this person before. I was in her general interest. I had no idea who she was, but her topic intrigued me. And I came in, and I was like, this is good content, man. This is really good. She had me, general interest. She got me. And because the content was so good, she built a bridge to me. And I'm like, this is really good. And so I hung up the broadcast. I'm like, I want to learn more about her. She moved me into curiosity. First place I went was her personal timeline. I went to her personal timeline, and I probably swiped my thumb maybe 7 to 8 times. And in the 7 to 8 swipes that I did on her timeline, I could not find one other post, content, video, or message that supported or aligned with the one that I had just heard. It was all kinds of stuff about all kinds of stuff, shares, all kinds of craziness. I'm like, and I got bored. I left. And I did not move on to Google. I did not Google her. I did not look up her website because her timeline was so saturated with noise. Everybody noise in the chat stream. Noise. It was all noise. So maintain your personal timeline. It's so important, y'all. All right. But what happens is if someone goes to your personal timeline and they like what they see and it feels good, I'm gonna go to Google and see what's up on Google. And they go to Google and they look you up on Google and then they land on your website and the website's solid and they're like, this is great. I feel good about this. Now I'm curious that you accomplished the curiosity factor. I want to come back for more of what Justin's up to. So maybe you show back up in my broadcast tomorrow. Or maybe you go back and look at some of my replays because I've had some bomb replays this week. FYI. Yesterday, I talked about 2 magic ingredients to attract paying clients. If you missed that one, watch it. It'll change your world. On Tuesday this week, I talked about 5 reasons why startup coaches are broke. That one will also change your life. Amazing content that day was. And then also another one that will actually blow your mind was last week, Tuesday. Last week, Tuesday, I did a broadcast called How to Give Your Business a Cash Infusion in the Next 30 Days. And I've gotten testimonies from that one already, people generating cash already. Do it. Last week, Tuesday, watch my replays. Those are 3 excellent broadcasts that I recommend. So this person may go back and watch some of my broadcasts. What happens? So 3rd stage of customer journey is emotional engagement. So you pulled me out of general interest. You made me curious. Now we want to connect to them emotionally. We want to give them something emotionally engaging. Emotionally engaging means I'm watching something or I'm listening to something that's speaking right to me. You're speaking right at me today. This is what I needed today. You connected to my emotion. And how do you know? How do you know if you've connected emotionally? That person will give you something. They'll give you there'll be a comment or there'll be a something that will show you that you triggered an emotion in them. And the emotion could be, I'm inspired, I'm motivated, I've gotten clarity, you've given me more confidence, you've broke through a problem that I have, whatever. And how do I know? So I'm always looking for the comments that people will make to me, whether it's in a live broadcast or whether it's in a message or whether it's on a post. Whether be like, I needed this today, Justin, so good. I've hit you emotionally. And so when I look for those things, I look for an opportunity to dive into that. So let's say Lynn, let's say at the end of this broadcast, let's say Lynn drops a message. Lynn's one of my people. Love you, Lynn, but I'll just use Lynn as an example. So let's say Lynn drops a message. Man, Justin, this was so good. Thank you so much for this content today. This is exactly what I need to hear today. Something along those lines. And I'll respond to Lynn and be like, Lynn, I'm so glad you loved it. Could you tell me what is the one point that really hit home for you today? And Lynn might say, you know what? It was the conversation about the customer journey that just really opened my eyes to how I'm running my business or something like that. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm moving from stage 3 to stage 4. Stage 3 is emotional engagement. Stage 4 is a genuine connection. Genuine connection is number 4. So emotional engagement is when you have an experience with me that connects to you emotionally. And then you have to look for those. You have to watch those, right? And you have to see when that opportunity is there to dive in a little deeper. So if Lynn says to me, man, Justin, I needed this today. It was so good. Then I can respond to Lynn right there in the comment. I'd be like, Lynn, I love it. Thank you so much. Loved having you in the room today. Could you tell me which one did you feel was the most impactful to you today? It was the conversation about customer journey for sure. It really opened my eyes to how I'm running my business. Now I have an opportunity to genuinely connect. And I can be like, I love that. You know what, Lynn, if you're interested, buddy, I'd love to chat with you. We've never had an opportunity to chat on the phone. Would you be interested in just chat? I'd love to hear your thoughts on kind of how you're handling your social marketing, and we could talk about the customer journey, and I can see if I can help you fill in some gaps. Is that something you'd be interested in? Lynn would say yes to that conversation. Wouldn't you, Lynn? If obviously I'm spilling my beans right now, but if that's how that went, would you say yes to that conversation? If I said, I'd just love to chat with you, talk about your customer journey and see if we can fill some gaps in for you, she'd say yes to that conversation for sure. So this is where we go. General interest is number one. We talked about it, build a bridge. Curiosity is when they're researching you and looking you up. Number 3 is emotional engagement, where they have an experience with you that connects to them emotionally. Number 4 is genuine connection, where you have to pursue them. You have to engage them and show them that you are a genuine person and connect to them genuinely. Number 5 is an offline conversation. Offline conversation is when you connect to them. You offer an opportunity to connect. Now, I'll tell you this. There's one thing that I said. The one thing that I said when I teed that up that I want you to remember, and I want you to write this down. This is the last thing that I said. Do you remember the last thing that I said when I offered Lynn a phone call? The last thing I said was, is that something you would be interested in? Word it that way. Because I could do this 2 ways. Lynn could give me this inkling that she needs some help with customer journey. And I could say, Lynn may say, it was the conversation about the customer journey that really helped me, gave me a lot of clarity. Be like, all right, like, that's awesome. I love that. Well, you know what, Lynn? I offer a free strategy call. And if you would be interested, I'd love to have a free strategy call together, and we can spend 30 minutes on the phone, and we can talk about your strategy, blah, 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 blah. Let me know if that's something that you'd like to do. Would you respond to that, Lynn? I'm just curious. Maybe you still would, because it's me. But that's less appealing, isn't it? Because why? Because it sounds salesy. It sounds like I'm trying to get something from you, right? It sounds more, I don't know, it makes you want to take a shower and wash that sleaze off of you, right? That's how so many marketers approach these scenarios, where they're just like, and so again, your language is powerful. So again, if I say to Lynn, Lynn says to me, Justin, it was the conversation about the customer journey that really just hit home for me. And that's, I think that's definitely something I need to work on, and be like, I totally get that. Listen, girl, would you be interested in having a chat with me? I'd love to just talk to you about your journey, talk about kind of how you're handling your business, and see if we can't fill some gaps in for you. I'd love to chat with you. Is that something that you would be interested in? The thing is, the way I approach that message, it's genuine. I'm genuinely offering to be helpful. And when you end that offer with a question, if Lynn chooses to ignore that, she's going to feel bad. That's the idea. It's got a 99.9% success rate of getting a response because of the way it's worded. Is that something that you'd be interested in? Yeah, Justin, absolutely. I've had people, you know what, Justin, thank you so much for that offer. I love the offer of the phone call. I feel like in this season right now, I'm not focused enough to have a call with you, and I don't want to waste your time. So can we leave that on the table for a time where I feel like I'm more focused? Absolutely. It's no problem at all. Absolutely. Totally fine. And that is totally fine. But I always get a response from that because it's genuine. But when you say, I offer a free strategy session, and if you're interested, we could schedule that for 30 minutes. Let me know if that's something that you'd like to do. If you end with anything along the lines of, let me know if that's something you'd like to do, you can ignore that and not feel bad. But if I say to you, is that something that you'd be interested in? It's an open-ended question. And I'm leaving that open. I'm asking you a question. And so it warrants a response, right? So number 5 is offline conversation. Number 6, your last piece in the customer journey is an irresistible recommendation. And that's when you basically understand fully what it is that you do, how you do it, and you have an opportunity to speak to someone, you identify a need that they have, and you have that conversation. They say to you, how do I work with you? Is there a way that I can move forward with you? Is there a way that I can cross that bridge over to your island? Yeah, this is how you come over to the island. And you explain to them what you do, how you do it, and you give them the opportunity to work with you. That has to be clear and confident. The last 6. So I know I spent a lot of time on that, y'all, but this is so important. So time waster number 4 is not clarifying your customer journey. That is the customer journey structure, but you've got to understand what steps you take every day with every prospect you have, with every opportunity you have, with every lead you have, and how you work them in the customer journey. You should be able to look at the different people that you're connecting with, and you should be able to tell where they're at in the customer journey. These people are still in general interest stage. They've never really had the opportunity to really connect to me. These people are all curious. They've had some experiences with me. They're probably doing their own research on me at the time, but we've never had that emotional engagement. Then you got some people that are emotionally engaged, but you've never been able to genuinely connect because it's never given you an opportunity to do so. You might have people that have genuinely connected, but they've never taken the opportunity to come to that offline conversation yet. So you should be able to see, based upon people's interactions with you, where they're at in the customer journey, and you got to know what it's going to take to get them to your island. Does that make sense? Now, let's just be honest. Is that the best training you have ever heard in your entire life on the topic of customer journey? Oh, I mean, it's pretty good. Oh, I'm full of it. See what happens when you put chocolate in my coffee? I start having fun with myself. All right, let's go. Let's go to our last one. Number 5. The last one. 5 time wasters, y'all, that you're probably doing every single day. Number 5. Thank y'all. Y'all, listen. Y'all are too good to me. Y'all let me be obnoxious, and you continue to toot my horn. It's funny. Best free game I've heard, right? It's not. It's exactly what it is, Natasha. Absolutely. Number 5, time waster. Then I'm going to get you out of here, right? Number 5 is not delegating admin and tech tasks if you are not technologically savvy. Usually the first thing that when people are building businesses, usually the first thing that people want to delegate is marketing and sales. Nope. Sorry. You need to be the front face of your marketing and sales, at least early on. Eventually, you might build your business to a point where you can outsource marketing and sales. But if you don't fully master and understand marketing and sales when you are the business owner, if you try to delegate, you'll delegate it poorly because you don't know how to do it yourself. And marketing and sales is different for every single business. You have to develop a marketing strategy that fits your business, that aligns with your business. So you can't outsource marketing and sales in your business until you start mastering yourself and you figure out your own strategy. However, admin tasks and tech tasks are different because it's not going to make you better, or it's not going to make you a better business owner if you know the inner workings of setting up a landing page or a calendar link. That doesn't make you necessarily a better business owner. I mean, it's cool if you know how to do that, but it's not an essential for you. You need to understand the strategy of those things, but not necessarily the nitty-gritty details. So hiring a tech expert or a designer or a what do you call them? What do you call the people like a admin, like a virtual assistant. There we go. Hire a virtual assistant to help you with stuff. Hire a designer to help you with the things that are not your skill set. Listen, this is the thing. This is the big thing. Entrepreneurs are naturally do-it-yourselfers. Y'all agree with that? Are you naturally a do-it-yourselfer? I am. Very much so. I've always been a do-it-yourselfer. When I started my business, I'm the type that if there's something that needs to be done, if I don't know how to do it, I'll figure out a way. I'll just figure it out. I think that's a natural trait of entrepreneurs, and that's fine, to a point. I think that's awesome if you're the type of person that's a do-it-yourselfer. This is the problem. The problem is when you are a do-it-yourselfer and it shows. when you are a do-it-yourselfer and it shows. People can tell you built your own website. People can tell you took your own headshots. People can tell you're doing things on your own that are not your skill set. If there are things that do not come naturally for you, listen, if there are things that do not come naturally for you that you are trying to implement in your business, you're wasting your time because you're spending so much time trying to do things that are not your gift. And if you're like, you know what, you realize it really is freeing once you get to this point, you realize that, you know what, I'm not good at that. And I don't need to be good at that. I don't want to be good at that. So you know what? I'm going to hire this person that specializes in that so that I can have excellent work done on that. And that's going to free up all this time so I can go focus on what I am really good at. The thing is that thing that you focus on that you are really good at is probably your key income producing activities. The things that are going to get you results, the things that are going to make you money, the things that are the most important things in your business. That is what's so important for you to work on, but you can't spend time on those things because you're spending time over here trying to do things that are not your gift. Recognize if there's anything that's consuming your time that does not come naturally for you or is a struggle for you, and ask yourself, are there some things in my world that I need to outsource? Are there some things in my world that I need to get help with so that I can shift my focus to the most important aspects of my business and of my world? All right. That's what I got for y'all. 5 time wasters. Hopefully that was a good one for you. I appreciate your time and attention. I know 47 minutes of your time is so valuable. So I appreciate you spending your time with me this morning. I'm going to remind you, tomorrow I'm not going to be live, y'all, because I got to have a full plate of work that I got to accomplish tomorrow. So I'm not going to do a live tomorrow, but I'm going to remind you 3 broadcasts. Yesterday, I did 2 magic ingredients that will help you attract paying clients. If you have not watched that broadcast, watch that broadcast. It'll be very helpful for you. Tuesday this week, I did 5 reasons coaches are broke. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate you. 5 reasons why startup coaches are broke and what you need to do to get past that. Tuesday, watch that broadcast. And then last week, Tuesday, which I think was June 29th, I did how to give your business a cash infusion in the next 30 days. Spectacular content. 3 different broadcasts. If you have not watched those, I challenge you to watch those. I will not be live tomorrow. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful weekend. Be intentional with your time. I appreciate your time and attention so much. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you so much for your interaction and for just being awesome. Y'all are awesome. I appreciate you. Have an amazing day, y'all. And I'll see you guys all around the web, all right? Take care and God bless.